Greetings all, this is Hairy Nick.
And this is a less hairy Justin.
How you going, Justin?
Wave 4. Love it.
Wave 4? You mean wave 4 of the lockdown, yeah. Not of X-Wing?
No, we're at wave 7.
Yes, we are. Oh God, imagine 7. That. Oh no, let's not even think about that. Yes, as it were. My workplace has closed its doors. We're still sort of operating remotely, but I have a lot less work than I did before now. We're still supported. We have sort of like this government scheme here in Australia that is allowing us to sort of receive some benefits while we're in lockdown. So it's not dire or anything, but in the meantime, I get to record some more YouTube videos. What about you, Justin? Are you currently going to your workplace? What's going on there?
No, working from home.
You're working from home. Excellent. Cool.
Yeah, we are considered a essential service. So I'm still going to be working every day.
It must be if you're there, mate. It must be. Anyway, let's talk about the rest of these X-Wing spoilers because we had a few more things revealed at Gencon. Now, we already spoke about all the new content that was revealed at Gencon. In this video, we're going to talk about the extra spoilers that we had for content that was already previously revealed. So this is the first 3 ships of Wave 7, as in the G-Class, the LAAT gunship, and the Droid gunship for the Separatists. So without any further ado, let's have a look at a couple of crew members for the First Order, starting with Agent Terex. Actually, what we'll start with the front side, which was revealed all the way back in January. I actually
Can you believe that?
Yeah,
That's
Can't.
insane.
I actually had to rewatch my own video to remember what I was talking about back then. But it reads, equip this side face up at setup with 3 calculate tokens. At the start of the engagement phase, you may choose a friendly ship at range 0 to 3 and remove 1 calculate token from this card to have that ship gain the matching token. Then if there's no tokens left, flip this card. The comments I made back then was, this is great, this is all upside, you're getting free calculate tokens with no actions, and it's just really, really powerful. And I was speculating back then that, hey, maybe the rear side is just downside. If you're going to be giving out these calculate tokens, you could just stop at the second one and then never flip it. It's almost like there's a cost associated with that third one. But what was actually revealed was not necessarily all downside. Could you read the other side, Justin?
Agent Terex, cyborg version. And it says, during the system phase, roll 1 attack die. On a hit or a crit result, gain 1 calculate token. Otherwise, gain 1 jam token. Action. Transfer 1 calculate token or jam token to a ship at range 0 to 3. So basically, we're now getting a chance to move...
Yeah, it's not...
calculates or jams.
So it's not all downside. I mean, you can give a jam token to a friendly or an enemy. I mean, obviously, if you're using the action, it's just going to be all upside. I just want to comment briefly before we talk about this card anymore. I don't like that on a hit or a crit result, you get the positive thing. I kind of feel like that's unintuitive. I would have thought it should be the other way around. Like you roll an attack dice and on a blank you get a calculate, on a hit or crit you get a jam token. Kind of like going over an asteroid. That's just a little gripe I have with this.
I suppose that this is more talking about like you got the hit, you did the thing, therefore you get the calculate.
I suppose so. I just associate this with like flying over an asteroid. Like you roll to see if something happens. It's the only other time you do that. I know it's a little gripe. It's 1 in 2 chance either way. But nevertheless, it's some downside. If you get a jam token, yeah, okay, that's bad, but you can transfer it to a friendly ship. Obviously, if you get a calculate token, well, it's just upside. So this card, for the most part, is just upside on both sides.
Can't you transfer the jam token to any ship?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely you can.
So,
that's what I'm saying. So even if you get a jam token, it could still be upside. It's good. There's only sort of fringe scenarios where it's downside. The only time where this card is downside is when you use all 3 of the calculate tokens on the front side first, flip it, and then don't find an opportunity to give your opponent a jam token. It's really, really, really good. And I think for that reason, it's going to be quite expensive. I was making the comment before that just the front side is very, very powerful. And Justin, you're more of a first order player than me. What applications are you thinking for this one?
Well, we've only got 2 ships that actually carry crew, so you've only got the G, which is about to come out, and the Upsilon.
Oopsie daisy.
Either way, it's going to be good on both of them.
Yeah, for sure. It feels a bit like Hux, where you can sort of spam out actions. Maybe not as much of a ceiling as Hux, but more consistent. I mean, the front side really, that is the part that says to me, oh, wow, you just get calculate tokens. There's no actions, you just get calculate tokens. And that's just really, really good.
Yeah, I think there might be a fringe chance where we get like a G and maybe 2 Upsilons or something like that flying together.
Oh, yeah. And, back to that old chestnut.
Yeah, I think that could be interesting. I might have to try that. Or maybe an Upsilon and 2 Gs. Either way.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
Yeah.
Even this on an Upsilon with a couple of aces. I mean, sort of the Upsilon archetype has been very weird in the X-Wing 2nd Edition meta because they've had to fix it and various things have happened. Now the faction tends to favour lists that use quick draw and a bunch of small ships, although quick draw just went up in points. So, yeah, it's hard to say.
Only by 1 point, so it's not that bad. I think.
No, but it's a faction that likes bids, so I don't think it's insignificant. Hopefully there's a bit of a meta shake-up, so something like this could be viable. It's a very interesting card anyway, and to me it has a lot of obvious power. Let's move over to Commander Pyre.
Yes, the gold stormtrooper.
Yes, now we know why Phasma had silver armor. Why does Pyre have gold armor?
Because he's super cool.
He's super cool, that's right.
He's the first of the troops. I don't think it ever got explained at all in the show. And I even watched the 2nd season.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, setup. After placing forces, choose an enemy ship. It gains 2 stress tokens. While you defend, if the attacker is stressed, you may re-roll 1 defense die.
I think this is going to be fun.
Indeed. So after placing forces, an opponent gets 2 stress tokens. So it can mess up their approach. This is interesting against like a tri-fighter that wants to like use those first 2 turns to do the slam.
Yeah. Also, I think it's just going to, like, that first bit at the start, it means that they're more likely to have to fly blue maneuvers at the start of the game to remove them.
Yeah.
Which means that they're not necessarily going to be doing those large white maneuvers.
That's right. And look, that's going to be useless against some ships, but good against others.
Yeah, and even then, it's got that little bit at the end which says, while you defend, if the attacker is stressed, re-roll 1 defense die. That's going to be good. Every so often a ship gets stressed, and if you get to re-roll a defense die and save a hit, it's done its job.
I mean, I like how technically the card is synergistic with itself, but let's be realistic. You're not likely to catch that stress token that you put on the start of the game. It's very unlikely that the ship will meet in time. But it's still a card. It still flavorfully matches because it is all about stress. Might be an interesting card to put alongside Phasma, who also cares about stress.
I was just thinking that.
I like the idea of something like this when you've got like 2 swarms facing off, and there's like an ace down in the other corner who wants to charge in. They go, oh, no, Pyre, take 2 stress. And you manage to meet the swarm first before the ace can flank you. It sounds like Magical Christmas Land thinking, but I keep seeing this happen in games. So I like that FFG seems to be paying attention to the kind of gameplay that's happening, going, okay, well, what if we add this element, which isn't obviously powerful or busted and can be balanced with points, but can answer something that's going on quite common. I like it. I'm saying this a lot with a lot of the cards we're having a look at. Nothing seems like an obvious fix to anything. It's just trying to encourage different styles of play, which I am absolutely all for.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
100% all for that.
Okay, let's move across to the Republic. And I think we got to talk about Yoda first, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yoda's in the game.
Yoda's in the game. He's got 2 Force as a crew card. First card to have 2 Force.
If it was going to be one of these characters, it was going to be Yoda. Yoda or Palp. But Palp is powerful for different reasons, so that's okay. 2 Force. Also adds purple coordinate, and after another friendly ship at range 0 to 2 fully executes a purple maneuver or performs a purple action, you may spend 1 Force. If you do, that ship recovers 1 Force. It's kind of weird. Another friendly ship at range 0 fully executing a maneuver means they have to exactly come into base contact without bumping. It is technically possible, but it's so weird. But you see what I mean? For another friendly ship to fully execute a maneuver and be at range 0 means it has to be like nothing in it. In any case, whatever, it's good. Performs a purple action, you may spend a Force. Good. So
obviously, when they were building this card, they had already thought about the E to 2 because they're talking about purple maneuvers. So
of course, yeah, it is very good. Basically, if it doesn't say spending a Force for the effect on a card or for changing a focus result, it is specifically for actions and maneuvers, but it's still very good. I also like that this is clearly designed to go on something that doesn't already have Force, the LAAT gunship. In fact, there are no Force users on the Republic that actually have crew slots right now. But if it ever happens, it's not really for them.
No,
it doesn't need them.
Yoda's definitely more of a support character insofar as he'd be on something else. Doesn't necessarily have to be Force to begin with.
Which is good, because right now, in terms of the Republic, we're seeing Jedis, Ric-Olae, and little torrent fighters. That's what I'm thinking of, yeah.
I was going to go, and there's something else?
An oddball on the Y-Wing. That kind of stuff. But support ships are not really seeing much love right now, so this kind of design, something that's obviously powerful like this, it'd be very easy for FFG to go, all right, cool, they're still not in the meta, cool, take Yoda down by a point, take Yoda down by a point, take Yoda down by a point, until it becomes viable. Yeah. And Republic players actually try and fly different things. Now, they've got to be careful with that because, of course, Obi-Wan and Anakin getting this kind of support could be dangerous.
Well, I don't think it's ever going to be a stage where you can have both Obi-Wan and Anakin.
True.
And a large ship, but...
Well, it'll be an LAAT or an ARC. Regardless, I think you're right.
Or R2-D2.
Or, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, that's something to think about as well. Regardless, I agree. I don't think viable builds for Anakin and Obi-Wan and Yoda will appear. It's probably not what you want to see. I know we were speculating on like Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Palp a while back. Chancellor Palpatine. That didn't sort of pan out either. I think Yoda's going to be in a similar boat. So
imagine having like Palp and Yoda on the same build.
I was just thinking that too. Oh dear. Yeah, I don't think that'd be good, but it'd be interesting.
Yeah. In terms of wasting a whole bunch of points.
Just have like Yoda and Palp and like Anakin, and like they're just compelling him to just do all the things Anakin. Yeah. Like just no other upgrades though.
Yeah. You need the LAAT with Palp and Yoda. You have Mace Windu on the Starfighter, and then you also have Anakin on the Naboo.
No way. Oh yeah, there's no way that's fitting. There's just no way. Why are these grown-ups telling me what to do? Okay, let's move over to Clone Captain Rex for the Republic. In the gunner slot, Rex's fourth card, something like that. Oh no, cool character. Let's see more of him. While you perform an attack, you may spend 1 focus result. If you do, each friendly ship that has the defender in its bullseye firing arc may gain a strain to perform a focus action, which is a powerful effect, but how realistic is this? What do you think?
So you've got Obi-Wan that also gives out focus tokens.
Yeah, he lets you like recur focus tokens. So I
Yeah.
guess there's a bit of synergy here. I mean, you can't be on the same ship. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, we've seen stuff on this faction that relies on the bullseye arc, like the configuration for the Aether Sprite. I forget what it's called, but you know what I mean. And it's feel bad when you don't get that kind of stuff to work. So something that must have friendlies getting stuff in their arc, sorry, their bullseye arc, and in this ship's arc, I do worry that this kind of effect is it's too uncommon.
It is very magical Christmas Land, isn't it?
Well,
because not only do you have to have the other ships in bullseye arc, you've also got to have taken the focus token.
I wouldn't say magical Christmas Land. I think it will. You take it to a tournament, it will work a few times, but I worry about the consistency. Like, if it happens like twice a tournament, is that worth investing in this card?
Yeah, if it's worth probably 5-6 points, maybe.
Yeah, my concern around the costing is based on how good it is, how good the ceiling of this card is. FFG just might be conservative with the way they cost this. It might make it a bit hard to play. That's my prediction. I agree with you. I think 5 or 6 points, and it will struggle to see play. That's sort of where I land on this one. Unless it's like 3 points, and it's just good enough to take anyway. Let us finish off this video, Justin, by talking about this droid gunship, because we have a new mechanic in the game. I mentioned way back in the first video a few days ago that they have keyworded a new mechanic in this, but this time I am happy about this one. It's not another red token that means something slightly different, deplete, strain, and all that kind of stuff. This is keywording for the sake of brevity on the card.
We'll start off with the setup side. Setup, equip this side face up. Reduce the difficulty of your straight maneuvers. After you fully execute a maneuver, you may flip this card.
So fully have the choice to choose when to flip it. The rear side reads, this is when the stabilizers are active. After you reveal a bank or turn, you must perform that maneuver as a side slip. Then flip this card. After you fully execute a non-side slip maneuver, you may flip this card. So a side slip is basically maneuvering sideways, keeping the arc forward and sort of strafing around a target. And I was just saying to you before, I kind of wish this was just called strafing, because in my mind that is the more intuitive thing to call it.
Yeah, but as I then pointed out, the strafing to me sounds more like firing.
Yeah, like
across
it means something else in sort of aerial combat terms. I completely understand. So maybe that's why they decided against it. Nevertheless, side slip makes perfect sense. It's just a bit more of a tongue twister, that's all.
Yeah, it's also very thematic, because I think I remember seeing this sort of happening in the Clone Wars TV shows, where they just sort of...
Me too. I can't put my finger on when, though, but I know what you mean, man. Also, I like that this kind of mechanic appears on the Separatists. It's something that we're seeing more and more with the faction. With Vulture droids and Hyena bombers being able to latch onto rocks, all that kind of stuff. It is the faction of just making up dumb maneuvers. And completely...
do the crazy thing...
and subverting the natural flow of the game in this weird kind of way. I like that. And I like that it's locked into a certain faction. This would be absolutely bonkers on an ace. But it's not on the faction of aces. It's on the faction of droids that do weird things. It's great faction identity. I love this kind of thing. Yeah, nevertheless, this is a ship that's going to have missiles. I don't think it was looking at torpedoes from memory. It
might. I don't know. I can't remember.
This changes the maneuver, but it doesn't get rid of your action. It doesn't stress it or anything like that. It's almost like a free thing that you're doing. Plus, there's additional upside, because on the front side, you get easier straight maneuvers, which is great.
Yeah. Well, I suppose if the banks are red, they then become red.
So just having a quick look at the dial itself, yes, the 1 and 3 banks are red. And the 2 hards are blue and the 3 hards are white. There are no 1 hards. So, yeah. It's...
Yeah, I think it's still going to be good for the ship. It gives you options. Because, like, a 2 bank or a 3 bank, it's still going to move you a fair distance.
I just like the idea of doing that 2 hard side slip like this and then flying sideways. It's like a 90-degree turn, but keeping something in your arc that whole time.
Oh, it's going to be so good.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. I think it's the right platform to do it. It doesn't feel too overly busted. It's, as I said, it's not an ace. It doesn't have lots of dice. It's not really dodgy. It can't evade a lot. So, yeah, big approve. Big approve from me and Justin. Yes,
Yeah.
and with that, that's everything we learned from Gencon, both streams, also all the stuff on the Asmodee website. So, yes, that was a fun 3 videos, wasn't it, Justin?
We got there, but there's still always more X-Wing to talk about.
That's right. We know the next thing that we're going to see details on will be the articles for these 3 ships, which I think they originally said was going to be sometime in July, but looks like they'll be over the next couple of months some stage. And we know the next releases after that is, I think, starting November. They were talking about the Resistance pack and everything else. It was like October, November, December, I want to say. This wave and the next one is sort of like staggered across a few months. In any case...
we've got like a 7 and a 7.5 with the TIE Brute and the Resistance.
Which is good. Gives us a chance to breathe anyway. I quite like that. In any case, when all this stuff comes out, we'll tell you all about it here on the channel. So if you'd like to see all of that, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon, because apparently YouTube just doesn't tell anyone about videos if you don't hit the bell icon.
Videos?
Oh, yes. This is a platform for videos. Haven't you heard? Also, we have all our social media details down in the description below, so feel free to jump on that if you want to be part of the discussion. We also have a Patreon for the channel where we have a patron Discord, which is another great place to chat about all the latest things and join in some of the tournaments we're doing. We will be firing up another one of those in the next couple of days, so stay tuned for that as well. And in the meantime, me and Justin will catch you in the next video.
Bye.